Hi, Suzanne here with this week's featured board game app. One of my favorite games of all time is Caylus, and even though it's been released for almost 10 years, I think it holds up really well to today's Euro offerings. Now, the app version for iOS was actually released a couple of years ago, and it's seen a ton of playtime on my tablet, so I thought it was about time that we took a quick look at this classic worker placement game. In Caylus, you play as a master builder competing to make the most and best contributions to the king's village and castle. But for your Euro game, there's an interesting bit of screw your neighbor in the unique pacing mechanic of the provost and bailiff. And perhaps more importantly, it spawned one of the best gaming memes ever, the Caylus King. Caylus the app looks somewhat different from Caylus the board game, and I have to admit it took me a little while to acclimate to the design and layout, and one could argue they should have compacted the board elements more to allow for more info to be on screen. Things like who's built in the castle and building descriptions are all hidden away in trays, which are easy to access but still a little awkward. The rules are written and illustrated well, and I would recommend new players actually read through them as opposed to relying on the in-game tutorial that inserts pop-ups as you play. It's a functional approach, but it feels a bit dated. There is supposedly online play, but to be honest, I couldn't figure it out, and there's probably not a demand for random Caylus games anyhow. On the other hand, there are 3 different AI opponent personalities, which adds a nice bit of variety and provides a reasonable solo challenge. The AI play and all the scoring happens very quickly on the screen, which can be hard to follow. But how many games give you workers that do a jig before you place them? Caylus is a classic Euro, and the port is strong, but shows its age a bit. The developer, Big Daddy's Creations, has indicated that they're not going to continue to update the app for new screen resolutions, which is kind of a bummer. But that said, Caylus was quite advanced when it was released, and it runs smoothly on current devices and provides a nice worker placement challenge, complete with dancing workers. Give it a try.